Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the countryside, lived a wealthy and noble landowner named Jacob. Jacob had 2 sons, Benjamin and Joseph. The elder son, Benjamin, was hard-working, responsible, and dedicated to his father's business. On the other hand, Joseph, the younger son, was adventurous, free-spirited, and filled with wanderlust. As Joseph grew older, he became increasingly dissatisfied with his life in the village. He yearned for new experiences, the excitement of the unknown, and the freedom to explore the world beyond his father's estate. His heart burned with a desire to forge his own path. One day, Joseph approached his father, Jacob, and expressed his restlessness. He said, "Father, I feel confined within these boundaries. I want to see the world, taste different cultures, and experience life outside our village. Please grant me my inheritance, and I shall go on a journey." Jacob was torn between his love for his son and his desire to see him lead a responsible life. Reluctantly, he agreed to Joseph's request and divided his estate, giving his son his rightful share. With his newfound wealth, Joseph embarked on an adventure. He traveled to distant lands, indulging in luxurious living, extravagant parties, and the company of questionable characters. His days were filled with excess, pleasure, and the thrill of living life on the edge. However, as time passed, Joseph's fortune dwindled. The friends he had surrounded himself with quickly abandoned him once his wealth ran out. He found himself alone, penniless, and longing for the security and love he had left behind. With nowhere else to turn, Joseph sought work as a laborer, feeding pigs on a remote farm. Starving, he envied the pigs for the scraps they ate. It was in this pitiful state that Joseph finally came to his senses. He realized the foolishness of his choices, the value of his family, and the emptiness of his extravagant lifestyle. Filled with remorse, Joseph made the decision to return home to his father, not as a son demanding his inheritance, but as a servant seeking forgiveness. He rehearsed his apology, recognizing that he had sinned against both his father and his heavenly Father. As Joseph approached the village, his heart pounding, his father, Jacob, saw him from a distance. Filled with compassion and overwhelming joy, Jacob ran to embrace his prodigal son. Tears streaming down his face, Jacob forgave Joseph and restored him as his beloved son. He called for a grand celebration, inviting the entire village to rejoice at Joseph's return. From that day forward, Joseph learned the true meaning of humility, gratitude, and the immeasurable love of a father. He dedicated himself to his family, his responsibilities, and the values he had once forsaken. The story of the prodigal son became a testament to the power of forgiveness, redemption, and the unconditional love that can heal even the deepest wounds. And so, the prodigal son's journey came full circle, teaching him and those around him the enduring lessons of compassion, forgiveness, and the immeasurable joy that comes from returning to the embrace of a loving family.